utilize a U.S. correspondent bank in order to process U.S. payments, whether through wire transfer, drafts, or any other type of payment method. So at the same time, we cannot see ourselves as isolated in the global fight against money laundering, because if we do not comply, we will face the risk of losing correspondent relationship, which in itself will create problems for the citizens in terms of moving funds throughout the world.
What are some of the agenda items to be highlighted during the 3-day conference?
A key agenda items, as we said early on, we are looking at some critical topics such as the whole aspect of the HSBC, which is Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation whistleblower. We'll have the key whistleblower speaking on that topic, Mr. Everett Stern. He was the one responsible for highlighting the issues within Wachovia Bank, whistleblowing his own institution in terms of ensuring that he worked with the United States Regulatory Department in order to find that institution and in fact resulting in over $1.9 billion of fines. We have the Panama paper issue, which is talking about the whole issue about that, whether it will be a blessing or curse to the offshore sector or region. We'll be talking about the whole aspect of de-risking and debanking, because as you know, a lot of banks now are not taking on or willing to take on risk of certain type of client when they don't understand their business, and pretty much closing out their account. And we'll be talking about how can we work on using risk management strategies and framework as opposed to de-risking and close out accounts, rather than taking an enterprise risk management approach, and of course help to work with customers and of course protect the financial institutions. We'll be talking about the whole aspect of regulation and why we must fight over regulation, because as much as regulation is critical in my introductory statements, we cannot over-regulate the region, which could then have another negative impact. So our job is to balance compliance with that of business growth, and that will be another key topic. And of course, corresponding banking issue, which is going to be a panel with having people from Antigua, the Caribbean, and of course the United States, talking about the whole issue about corresponding banking and the impact it can have on the Caribbean.
Who do you think should attend this very important workshop?
This important workshop should be attended by key stakeholders in terms of law enforcement makers. You're talking about banks, we're talking about casinos, dealers, corporate service providers, credit unions, financial intelligence units, companies that has gaming institution, insurance organization, real estate companies, register of cooperative regulators. Pretty much you can see the list goes on and on. Lending agencies, microfinance company, accountants, lawyers. This will have an impact on all these key stakeholders.
All right, and I'm sure it's not a free conference, so there's a fee to get to that. Tell us about that.
Of course. Yes, it will. The conference itself, as we said, it's in its 8th year, highly respected. Participants will be awarded 15 continuing professional education credit hours. The conference will be held at the Sandals Grand Resort and Spa in Antigua, at Dickinson Bay, Antigua. It will be over a 2-day period, inclusive of breakfast, lunch, and everything in one package. The standard fee for a delegate is $6.95 US for the 2-day period. If you're bringing 3 individuals and more, the fee will then a discounted fee of $6.25 for individual participants that are part of a group. And of course, if you're from a government entity, because governments normally get special prices, the fee will be the group rate of the same $6.25. Very attractive price in terms of conferences. And if you compare it with conferences all over the world, that conference, for the quality and speakers that we're having, pretty much can meet up to par with any other international conference. Now, let me just mention again, because this is critical for the post-conference workshop. I think such a workshop is critical for the whole aspect of managing or having proper boards, and government should pay close attention of ensuring proper board of directors excellence to ensure that boards are aware of their responsibilities. That workshop in itself will be held on the 13th. and that in itself will cost a price of $375 for that full day. And again, if you have in group of 3 or more, it will be 5% discount of $356.25.
Any contacts, information?
Yes, you can contact our website at www.kawmanagement, K-A-W, managementfullword.com, or you can reach us by phone, telephone number 268 area code 460-0900 or 460-0901.
Can you repeat that?
Website, it's going to be www.kawmanagementfullword.com. Email info, I-N-F-O, at kawmanagement.com. And telephone numbers 268 area code 460-0900 or 460-0901.
It was a pleasure talking to you there on this very important workshop, Kim, and I'm hoping that we will be in contact sometime in the near future.
Definitely, and it was a pleasure speaking with you and for giving us the opportunity as well.
All right, stay on the line there. Don't go away yet. We need to, of course, have a conversation. Thank you very much again. Stay on the line. We're going to come back, Dominica. Of course, we were talking to Kim Warner, one of the main organizers of a very important workshop on anti-fraud and financial crimes conference scheduled for Antigua, July 11th, 12th, and 13. We're coming back.
Dominica, get ready for Caribbean Hype. Caribbean Hype 246. 4 flags represented, but it's all about one beer. July 16th, 2016. Newtown Savannah from 5 p.m. till Caribbean Hype 246. On the lineup, Dominica's #1 booyah band, Triple K Global. Triple K Global. Ecstasy Band. Music juggling by DJ Flip the Boss, DJ Slim out of Trinidad. International soca artist, Flippo. Flippo!
That's all I'm asking, give me a little wine.
Flippo! Second star! DJ Treblin, The Voice, and Lord Hype out of Barbados. King Bubba! King Bubba! Out of Antigua, DJ Crown Prince. All backed up by Triple K Band. Admission $45 at the gate, $30 in advance with proof of purchase of 6 Caribbean, $35 without. VIP $130 all inclusive. Sponsored by Smirnoff Electric, Johnny Walker, Ciroc Vodka. Saturday, July 16th, all roads lead to Newtown Savannah for the Caribbean Hype. Drinking responsibly is what matters. This all powered by Get a Sound. Partners Flow, Fort Young Hotel, Kyrie FM, Arden Sound. Ready for Carib High, Carib High, Carib High. See you there. See you there.
Here, shoppers, are you ready to shop smart? Well, Springfield Trading brings you S-Smart, a new shopping facility located in the Springfield Trading Complex on Goodwill Road. The smart way to shop is with S-Smart. Come and enjoy one-stop S-Smart shopping and get a large selection of quality products at competitive prices in a comfortable and convenient shopping center with spacious parking. Friendly employees, exceptional service. Flexible shopping hours, 7 days a week with ATM services on site. So be a satisfied, smart shopper.
A satisfied customer.
Visit us today on Goodwill Road and shop smart now.
Smart. Manchester United have made an incredible signing from the Caribbean. Everyone's watching Flo, a real game changer. My word, this team's giving the fans plenty to cheer about.
Flo has joined with Manchester United to bring you behind-the-scenes action, live updates, and exclusive videos. Stay updated with red alerts. Text MUFC to 2300 to sign up, or download the app at flowmanunited.co. Flo and Manchester United, together we're in a different league.
You can say that again.
Conditions apply.
Mother's Day was a blast. This Father's Day weekend will be exceptional. Big People Radio Clash and Party at the Old School Bar and Club Massacre on Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Father's Day Eve. Kyrie FM versus DBS Radio versus QFM versus Vibes Radio. Representing QFM, Martin in the Morning, Vibes Radio, Roy Michael Proctor, Kyrie FM Opera, and DBS Radio, Danger Den. With referee and third umpire, Mr. Mix and Prince Maddox.
You better wake up.
Who will excel? Who will rock the dance floor? Entrance $25. Partners include Digicel, QFM, Vibes Radio, Kyrie FM, and DBS Radio. The Bal Guamon phenomenon is becoming a musical epidemic. Ladies, it's your turn to take out the dancing cobwebs of your boyfriend, huzzy, date, boo or man. Lots of prizes to be won. Father's Day, Big People Radio Clash and Party. Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Old School Bar and Club Massacre. Martin in the Morning, Roy Michael Proctor, Oprah, Danger Den, Prince Maddox, and Mr. Big Sakai Malad.
At Sardonyx Restaurant and Bar on the Mero Highway, a location you cannot miss. Every day is catered to suit your palate. The menu offers a wide selection of delicious dishes and finger foods in a family-friendly atmosphere. Every day, the promise is to eat at your heart's content and return the day after for more. Start the week the right way with live jazz on Sunday from 5 p.m. On Tuesdays and Saturdays are open night where meals are tossed up to goodness. Every Wednesday, enjoy sweet reggae with soul food sunsets. Thirsty Thursdays is chef special to tickle your juices. And you must drop by for Fat Belly Fridays with goat water, sauce, barbecue ribs and chicken, and jaw-dropping burgers watered down with the Sardonyx signature bushrums. Good food plus great service is awesome memories only at Sardonyx Restaurant and Bar on the Mero Highway. Call 767-449-4373 for reservations or pre-orders today.
Supposed to be connecting to Prince Kailash here, but we'll do that sometime later. Let's go back to the discussion.
This victory is yours. You have shown to the rest of Dominica that you are proud of your Prime Minister and the Dominica Labour Party. You have shown to the rest of Dominica that you are tired of the politics of division and hate. You have shown you are ready to continue the work to build the Sufuria constituency. And for that, my people, I am very proud of you. Thank you for coming out in large numbers to vote for me and the Dominica Labour Party. And I want all of you in the constituency to embrace the newcomers on board the Labour train. Make them feel at home. Make them feel welcome. Because together we are going to transform this constituency.
you're going out to vote today has sent a clear message to Mr. Linton and the Workers' Party. We do not want them in this constituency and Dominica. We have rejected hatred in Dominica. We have rejected division in Dominica. And we have rejected the United Workers' Party and Lennox Linton for their bad manners and the bad way in which they're representing the interests of people in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. Because let's understand this, all of the utterances, all of the actions, all of the words and deeds of Lennox Linton and the Workers' Party is to bring Dominica down and destroy our country. And I'm so happy and so elated that you understood why you had to go out to vote. You understood the importance of your vote. And you understood the need for you to go to the ballot and to put your X next to the shoe for progress and continued development in Dominica. All right, that was Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett, by the way, celebrating his birthday today. And before that, MP-elect for the Soufriere constituency, Dennis Charles. We've not heard from the opposition just yet, but we have opposition leader Lennox Linton on the line at this time. Lennox Linton, what can be described as a big defeat for the opposition United Workers' Party in the Soufriere constituency last night? What do you have to say at this time?
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to the people of Marigot and Concord, and good morning to the people of Dominica. Good morning to the people of the Soufriere constituency, where we spent quite a bit of time in the past couple of weeks. It is what it is, Matt. It is done and dusted. We all know what happened. Mr. Scarrett now speaks about the issues in the campaign. He didn't seem to have been interested in those issues when he was directing loads and loads of materials to be transported into the community, to be handing out to people as bribes for their votes. He wasn't concerned about the issues then and the integrity of the voting process in Dominica and all of that. And so the people voted. The people have spoken. We contested the election. We did not do as well as we thought we would have done. But there are a lot of factors at play, and we understand those factors. I want to thank the team. We had an excellent team on the ground throughout the 2 weeks, very committed, very devoted, very methodical in what they were doing, which is what has allowed us to understand very clearly what has happened. And we'll be doing our postmortem because, you see, it's one thing to be contesting elections in a community that you believe is X or Y, but which in fact is something else in communities and countries. And so we have to determine whether as an opposition party, the Dominica that we are competing in, that we are diligently trying to serve, is the Dominica that is on course to become the one we would like it to become, or a Dominica that is something else, that professes Christianity, that is big on not lying, not cheating, not stealing, but loves those things nonetheless. And so we have some decisions and further analysis to make, and we will make those. We'll make those decisions. We'll do the analysis and we move on. I want to thank Higgs Adams. He stood as a man of honor, proud, as a man of the area, a man of the soil who is passionate about representation, who loves what he does, who loves the people he does it with, and who loves the reasons for which he does it. He has been on the village council now for 9 years. He's been top in the polls all the time. It indicates his interest, the sincerity of his interest, the sincerity of his purpose. He has asked for the opportunity in 2004 to represent the community, the constituency in the parliament. He was not successful. He was not successful this time around. And for us, the numbers are interesting because here you have a young lady who has come into the fold as the candidate for the Dominica Labour Party. She wins with more votes than anybody else since before 2000 Frederick Brown didn't get that much votes. Sam Martin didn't get that much votes. Ian Pinard on 2 occasions didn't get that much votes. So she is the biggest vote winner now in the last 2 decades. And in circumstances where clearly there was a controversy over the child abuse, the child protection commitment of the Dominican Labour Party, having regard to the circumstances that led her to the opportunity where she could contest for the seat as a member of the Labour Party. We went through all that. We felt that the Labour Party was not forthcoming with any sort of explanation, apology, defense, support for the young children who've been abused in Dominica in the circumstances of the resignation of Ian Pinard, the circumstances of what has been raging in public debate for the past 2 months. We also felt that this was a time for the people of this constituency to reflect carefully on where they were, to reflect carefully on what had not happened for sustainable means of livelihood in that community over the past 16 years. The fact that they were still dependent on a government to be bringing them handouts of building materials at a wrong election time, meaning clearly that they were unable to afford it for themselves because they are not working, because they have not been allowed to build the independence for themselves that they could be doing if people were working and people were being their own people. That is what we stand for. The Labour Party obviously stands for something else, but we have to say, based on the vote margin, the margin of victory of 781 votes, and based on the 70% votes that the Labour Party's candidate got in this election, that it was a resounding victory, and it was a victory handed by people who did not care about the issues that we represented, because we represented those issues. We were around the constituency. We had over a dozen public meetings in different locations of the constituency. The Labour Party had 3 rallies. We had over a dozen public meetings. We had messaging about the issues that we felt were of concern. Obviously, the issues that we represented as being of concern were not a concern to 70% of the people in the constituency. That's what the result says. And so we wonder what's really going on. The Prime Minister who stands and beats his chest after the victory in Point Michelle is the same Prime Minister who has mismanaged the economy of Dominica. We see unemployment, we see declines in the performance of agriculture, of tourism, of manufacturing, of construction and service sectors. We see an alarming increase in the trade deficit, the massive national debt, and we see the absence of good governance, conduct and procedure. Is any of that important to the people of the constituency? Well, 70% of them said no. And 70% of them also said that the Prime Minister, while he had refused to account truthfully and completely for the hundreds of millions of dollars of state revenue collected during his term in office from the sale of their passports, the passports of the people of Soufriere, Scott said, Point Michelle, Gallia, the people of the Commonwealth of Dominica generally. And in circumstances where significant amounts of those passport monies have been kept away from meeting their pressing needs, the pressing needs of the constituents in that constituency, in particular, and in Dominica overall, they said, we don't care about that. Bring us our plywood, bring us our galvanized, bring us our money, because what you're passing for the election, what are you passing? You're coming to tell us about our country and where we are and how we can get better, but what you're passing? And we had nothing to pass because we don't bribe people for their votes. This is the same Prime Minister who has failed to honor the value.
You seem convinced, Lennox, because you have repeated it over and over for the past few minutes there, that there was some vote bribing and vote buying in that by-election?
You don't know that, man?
I've heard about it.
What's that?
I've heard about it.
Oh, you've heard about it. The reason you've heard about it is because it was real. The number of vehicles, the number of trips made by vehicles from the company, Giastafan and Company, for example, that went into the communities of Scottshead and Soufriere delivering materials, $5,000 worth, $10,000 worth, $20,000 worth, on LPOs from the government of Dominica, meaning that the materials were being purchased not with Labour Party funds, but with funds from the Treasury of the Commonwealth of Dominica, are we going to pretend that we don't know what happened? I mean, while this by-election was going on, you have a prime minister who refused to follow the public tender provisions for the Public Procurement and Contract Administration Act, who unlawfully and without public tender, without competitive bidding, and with total disregard for the contractors in Dominica who are qualified, who are willing, and who are able to do the job. You saw him awarding a contract to Barbados Company for $18.2 million to build the Roseau West Bridge, while he cannot find money to do anything about the Marathon Hospital. He cannot find money to do anything about the bridges that are more in need of being repaired in the public interest across Dominica. And, you know, the other thing about it is that this amount of $18.2 million seems to be disproportionate to what the true cost of demolition and constructing that bridge is. But the Prime Minister went ahead with it while he was campaigning for the seat in Point Michelle, indicating to the people of Dominica that this is the best decision in terms of priorities that Dominica could be making at this time. When you have 3 other bridges right there in Roseau, 4 bridges in all, 3 of them, all of them functioning. The West Bridge, we did not know had any structural defects because traffic was moving back and forth on the bridge all the time. But that's what we have. And the people of Scottsdale and Soufriere said, well, yes, our local contractors are being ignored, but we don't care about that. We have workers, we have members of our community who work at public works and who cannot be paid for 5 and 6 fortnights, while the government has money to be spending on all sorts of other things, but we don't care about those things. You have a prime minister who beats his chest now with a victory, and it seems that he's happy that the people support him in these things because he has failed to provide honest, complete, transparent leadership that can secure for us the confidence of the development corporation partners that will give us the debt forgiveness, give us the soft loan, give us the grant financing that we will need to put together that $1.3 million funding package for post-tropical storm Erica national reconstruction. And this prime minister has been issuing our diplomatic passports to diplomatic positions, to individuals involved in all sorts of shady things, international fraud, racketeering, money laundering, damaging Dominica's international image and its credibility as a trustworthy partner in the war on terrorism and money laundering and other crimes against global civilization. This is the same man, Matt, you have on your radio station this morning talking to us about issues and the national interest. And who is destroying the image of Dominica? Nobody is assaulting the image of this country more relentlessly than Roosevelt Skerritt for his own private gain. And the people of the constituency, 70% of them seem to say they don't care about that because they are in need, they are in situations of dependence, and it's more important for them now to take the little that they can get, the crumbs that they can get from Mr. Skerritt's table before they consider the broader issues of where the country is heading. And don't tell them that it is heading to hell in a handbasket. Don't tell them it might end up like Venezuela if they continue to support this kind of governance. That's not where they are. That's not where they are. They're not there yet. They're still with their immediate needs arising out of the dependency created from the mismanagement, and I have to say, the willful mismanagement of the economy of Dominica, because the mismanagement is achieving the objective of creating dependency where people become susceptible to bribes and handouts at election time.
But let me just ask you quickly, because it seems that the opposition United Workers' Party has another challenge on its hands. We heard the Prime Minister saying last night, it doesn't mean that Mr. Joshua might take the bait, but he says he wants Joshua to resign. Are you ready for another by-election, Mr. Lennox Linton?
Matt, the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister. He can do what he wants. The Prime Minister has been engaged in discussions with Joshua Francis. So the Prime Minister is in a position to know or not know whether Joshua Francis is interested in resigning or not. And he must know whether based on the similar arrangements under which he got Ian Pinard to resign, some similar thing can happen with Joshua Francis. That's not for me to decide or determine.
But do you know on what grounds they spoke, if and when they spoke?
I know they have been speaking. I know they in the period of time after these charges, the accusation and charges emerged, the Prime Minister and Joshua Francis were in conversation on a regular basis. I know that for a fact. So whatever plan is in place coming out of those conversations, I do not know. We, the United Workers' Party, will deal with the issues and the development of the country as they come along. And when the next opportunity is created, if there's a resignation and there is to be a by-election in Roseau South, in Colliho, in St. Joseph, wherever else, we will make a decision based on the circumstances confronting us, how we go forward with that.
But do you think it's in the party's best interest, Lennox Linton, that Joshua Francis resigns?
Resigns from the parliament?
Resigns from the parliament. Resigns as MP.
The Constitution allows Joshua Francis to remain as a member of the parliament, as it allowed Ian Pinard to remain as a member of the parliament. He could have taken a leave of absence if he so desired. But the Constitution recognized, as everybody does, that people who are charged, criminally or otherwise, are innocent until they're proven guilty. So the Constitution allows those who are in the parliament who have charges against them to go before the court and declare their name before action is taken against them. But of course, Mr. Francis can decide, as Mr. Pinard decided, before it comes to that, before it comes to going through all the court procedure and having an announcement from the court and stuff, I will step aside. But there is nothing in our Constitution that mandates Mr. Francis to resign at this point. There's nothing barring the Parliament from voting that he be suspended, as the Parliament, using the majority votes of the Labour Party, suspended Danny Lugay when the police trumped up these charges against him a couple of years ago. And so that can happen, but Mr. Francis will make the decision. I don't know what he will do or not do, and I don't know if the Prime Minister knows or not knows what he will do or not do. But it's entirely up to Mr. Francis if he chooses to resign. Of course, when you're criminally charged and you go before the court, if the court finds you guilty of the criminal offense, then you will have to withdraw from the Parliament. That's what the Constitution provides for. But the innocent until proven guilty logic and practice is at play here as well. And so it is up to him whether he wants voluntarily to resign. And I'm also saying to this, when I saw Ian Pinard in that resignation number 2, I saw a man who did not want to resign. I saw a man whose party was pushing him aside. So all this talk about real man and so on, there's a lot of deceptiveness going on there. Ian Pinard was moved aside as part of a political ploy, because eventually, if that happens, it's the same. And here we're having a discussion whether Joshua should resign or not, because Mrs. Skerritt wants a by-election so he can win the seat in Roseau South. Mrs. Skerritt can spend the rest of the time he has in this term creating circumstances for by-election so that he can win more and more seats.
He says he wants 21 seats.
Yeah, well, exactly. So he wants 21 seats. And if the people are willing to give him the 21 seats, then he will get the 21 seats. All I'm saying is that we stand for what is good, just and honest for the people of Dominica, and we will continue to stand for that. And we will continue to do our best in that regard. When you reflect on engagements that you've been involved in, if you're professional, there are always things that you could do better. There are always things that you could improve on, because we as human beings come with our imperfections, and there are always things that we can improve on. But as it regards election campaigning in Dominica and so on, certainly there's constant review that has to be done. There's constant tweaking of what we are to do. But one thing I can promise people is that for as long as I will be leader of the United Workers' Party, and I don't know how long is that because that's not my call. It could be until next week, it could be until next year. It's for the delegates of the party to decide. But for as long as I'm leader, I'm not going to be compromised into bribing anybody for their votes. I'm not going to be compromised into paying anybody to against voting their conscience. I'm not going to do it. All right? So I will lead campaigns that are based on truth, righteousness, and justice. People say, well, you know that's not working, the strategy not good, and so on. Fine. If that strategy is not good, then I am not the one to be leading the strategy. So that will be a call that the party makes when the right time comes. Dominicans know who I am. They know what I stand for. I'm not going to stand for something else because of the corruption, the corrupting influence of evil being perpetrated in Dominica by the Dominica Labour Party. I stand for what is right.
Somebody's asking me here to, I imagine, ask you moving away from this possible by-election in the Rosa Salt constituency. Can you prove that there was any vote buying, if you will, by the government? Can you prove that?
What kind of question is that, Matt?
I'm asking a question based on what somebody's saying here.
I spoke directly to the significant number of deliveries of materials that went to the Scotshead and Soufriere constituencies funded by monies from the public purse at a time of an election in that constituency. I said that, and I stand by it. And it is for the journalists of Dominica, the members of the Fourth Estate, the independent people who go after information and enlighten the public, to go and find the truth and fact behind what I have said.
All right, somebody's just guessing to me, Matt. I know for sure that somebody received some $8,000 or $9,000 in that by-election.
I'm telling you, Matt, the evidence is right there. So there's not a way that ACTA fans can be asked to confirm that they delivered 15 or 20 or 100 different sets of materials to people in the Scotshead and Soufriere constituency over the past couple of weeks. It happened.
All right. Mr. Lennox Linton, we have to take you there. He is convinced that there was some vote buying going on. And there are others sending WhatsApp messages. Some people receive 5, 7, 8. And it continues. 4493095. Talk to me.
Hi, good morning, Matt.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Matt, it is a sad day for Dominica. When Dominicans are running away from issues. Dominicans are running away from real and true issues, and they are turning to evil. But I want to send a song or a note of caution to the PM that there was a Pharaoh, there was a Moses, and there is an Almighty God. And the scripture says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And I also want to remind him to read the books of the Old Testament about how kings of Israel treated God's people and what the end result of their lives was. I also want to remind him, I heard for myself when his good friend Chavez cried unto God, asking God for a few more years to continue his corruption. Right? But God is a God of justice. I also want to remind Mr. Scary of these. Thank you so very much. And Matt, before I close, I know we're not talking about that this morning, but I have a serious issue where my cousin went missing, Master Williams of Soufriere, went missing since on Friday last week. Today is the 6th day. And Matt, no search party, except for 2 policemen from Soufriere, stationed at Soufriere, has gone out, to look or in search of this gentleman. Right? When I went to the police station and I went to Roseau Police Headquarters, all they're telling me there's a by-election. A by-election cannot take precedence over a human life, my God. And the man is still missing and nobody.
So for them, that was not a priority.
You understand? A by-election shouldn't take precedence over a human life. You understand? The man, he has been missing. And up to this day, as I speak to you, no such party, no helicopter has gone to come the area, no Coast Guard has gone in the city to see if he was drunk. Nobody, it is sad, it's hurting me, because that's my cousin, my flesh and blood. So,
well, let me just call out on the Pal Rep elect to make that one of the top priorities for the next week, to get people, in Frescott to go in search of this guy and call on the authorities to do just that.
For just the week of election.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Denise. Out of your heart there, try to get some teams together in the area as, priority number one. As Pal Rep. Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, I know for sure at Soufriere, Scott and Ponchel, beat a lot of money was given out. A lot of money, thousands of dollars. And the poor people down there, they grab the money and they brainwash them. That's what I'm seeing right now.
All right, thank you very much. And of course, a lot of people are saying, where is the evidence? Hello, talk to me.
First, I'm going to you, sir.
How are you, sir?
Nice to see you at Carlisle at Soufriere yesterday.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Good morning to you. Good morning to all listeners in Dominica. Good morning to all listeners in the world, worldwide, particularly the civilized people, the white civilized people of Britain. Lennox Linton is a politician. Roy Tavener is not. So diplomacy and me don't go eye to eye most of the time. But I will tell you, I will try my best to keep within the parameters of legality so that neither you nor me end up in hot water. Peltier, the lady who spoke a little while ago about Mr. William, I was going to speak about Mr. William today as well, because I dialogued with the wife yesterday, and she was very disappointed at the police officers of Dominica for not looking for the husband. My own view, before I continue, is that because the wife supports the UWP, they perceived us to be workers, so they're not doing too much about that. The man disappeared last Friday. My first birthday last Friday, The by-election was yesterday, or whatever day it was, yesterday. Matt, why couldn't the police force, the SSU who normally parade with used guns when you go to the road to demonstrate, why weren't some of these people sent to look for William, Matt, Matt, if William was a white man or one of the bloody Astor fans, Matt, they would go in droves to look after him. He's a black brother like themselves. They're not putting themselves out because the mantra of the black man, is to oppress his own brother and kneel down in front of the white man. Matt, I am so disappointed at the police force. That man should have already been found. Scott said, wherever he disappeared from, it's a small little thing you got to look at. It's a big area, Matt, I mentioned about 10 guys a dog would have found Mr. William a long time ago. The police should be ashamed of themselves, Matt, all this will change eventually, Eventually. So my advice to the police officers, my brother, come and look for the gentleman, for God's sake, for the sake of humanity. Matt, let me just continue, the by-election, Matt. Are you still with me, Matt?
Yeah, I'm here.
Matt, as I said, Linton is a politician, I'm not. Matt, the UWP fought this by-election campaign, Matt, on the battlefield of issues. Very serious social, moral, and developmental issues, Matt, affecting Dominica today. Particularly the latest alleged child sexual abuse case, which involves a cabinet minister, Ian Pinard, and the State administration. So that's basically what the campaign was based upon. On the other hand, Matt, the Labour Party fought this by-election campaign not on the battlefield of issues, but on the battlefield of galvanized plywood, cement, and large shares of money. And my first Peltier, I want you to listen to that, Matt, in a constituency like Soufriere, that has been plagued with rampant poverty and an astounding level of stupidity and ignorance, it was quite obvious, Peltier, that the allure of galvanized plywood and cement would emerge triumphant. It was obvious, and that is exactly what happened. And when you hear Scary talking about the birthday present they gave him, Mr. Scarrett, having put so many millions in that constituency, did you expect to lose? Because if the thought of losing ever crossed your mind, it would mean that you're a consummate idiot, my brother. There is no way you're going to lose. I'm surprised Mr. Adams, Matt, got so many votes. Because, Matt, as you know, there is a correlation between poverty and stupidity, Matt. Peltier, I know a lot of people in Soufrière, who have received building materials to the tune of $20,000, Matt. If you come around Soufrière, you'll see the materials are all around your houses. 20,000 for one person, Matt. Matt, considering 1,342 voted for Labour at this by-election, your guess is as good as mine as to how many millions of dollars of taxpayers' money Skerrit spent on that by-election to bribe the people of the constituency, Matt. Matt, if those plywood and galvanizing cement had been given to those people 6 months ago before the election was announced, by-election, I would have said nothing. If people need that to fix their homes, Royce Avenue is for it. But the minute you start giving so much out at that time before a by-election, it's quite obvious you tend to bribe the people, Matt. And in conclusion, Matt, I will end, by telling the people that. Matt, are the people, the question that we must ask, are the people of Dominica, Matt, prepared to allow Roosevelt Skerrit, Matt, to continue to breach the electoral laws of this country by bribing people to vote for him, Matt, and his Labour Party, to keep him in office, Matt, for him to continue to oppress us? My first Peltier, unless we seriously address this issue soon, Dominica will continue to slide into a morass of social and moral decay from which we may never recover. And Mr. Skerrit, you can come to Soufrière as much as you can and bribe the people. I know that because they are poor, some of them are uneducated. It's not their fault, If you don't attend school, my brother, and you have no education in your head, it is quite easy for people to fool you. Do not take advantage of the poor black people of this country. The fact that they are poor, they have nothing, that is how they are. So let a degree of humanity enter into you. If they need money or whatever it is, go to them, stick to them, try and help them. But trying to bribe them, that's not the way, my brother. It never will be. But first, Peltier, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope the police heard me this morning and tried to find William, because I'm very disappointed.
But do you know if any team within the village itself, besides the police, went on searching or went on?
I know some of our people went looking for him, Matt. Some of the local people, but when I spoke to the wife yesterday, the sad thing is, Matt, I can't understand these people here, The woman's husband went missing. Policemen try and be in touch with her at least once a day, no more day, and say, Mrs. Williams, we're still looking. Now I'm funny. But no contact at all with the lady.
All right, I get the point there. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Mr. Matt, I want to tell Mr. Linton, hold on, God is strong. Everything have a season. Everything have a time. Weeping may endure in the night, but joy comes in the morning. Number 2, the foolish man builds his house upon the sand, but the wise man builds his house upon the rock. Wait and you will see. Just be quiet.
All right, thank you. Let's move on there. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
Mr. Matt, it is time. And we Dominican must put our foot down. Don't let Skerrit take advantage on us like that. And Mr. Heath Adams, he caused his downfall, not nobody. And tell him I say, I wish him luck and success. But tell Skerrit when we come to him, we will come to him. Bye-bye.
Hello, whatever that means. Hello.
Hey, morning.
Yeah.
There is something that there's questions I need to ask, because when you look at internationally the world out there, like the Americans, the British, when they get involved into elections, one of the things that is at the back of their mind, they want to make certain decisions that would impact their generation, the future generation, their children, because they know they are there and they're soon gone, and that they would like their generation to be very successful by the decision they make today, which will have effect in their life tomorrow. But in Dominica right there, the question is, are they doing that? How they go about that? Because I don't see all this handout accepting is actually doing anything for the future generation. In fact, there are people who actually never begged in their life, my brother, and today they are dying. They are leaving the earth as beggars under this administration. You know what I'm saying? And all what they keep saying, that this government is working. Now, the guy that, well, I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't want to make it an issue that this government is actually bribing people and buying election. I'm not going to make that an issue. Because if you're prime minister, Matt, if you are a prime minister and you actually go as far as buying your wife, what you expect?
If you are a prime minister, that's a very highly technical question, my brother, and one that I don't have an answer to. Hello.
Matt, blessings to you. I noticed Angelo Allen throw his nuclear switch, and I don't know where you find it. So please, have a little mercy on me. Matt, I know Roosevelt Skerritt say no law, not even the Constitution can restrict him. Everybody's trying to put it in a not everybody. Tony Astafans and others trying to put it in the context of when he was being, when it was alleged that he was a dual citizen, having to do with a French passport. But the brother is living by the letter of his utterances in every circumstance and situation. No law, no constitution cannot restrict or restrain him. So when a lot of people I hear them talking about peaceful, or you just have to be peaceful, that is where our downfall is going to come. And Matt, let me say something. My brother, what I have said it, and I'll be repetitious about it. He's very strategic, very precise and particular and specific in his onslaught of threatening the people of Dominica, victimizing them, impoverishing them. Look at the Builders and Contractors Association, Matt, having to do with that contract being given to the Barbadian company. And my good friend, blessings to you, I'm not going to mention your name, you're taking problem with that, but you don't know what is happening in Dominica. I think you're a little naive in that area. Matt, I'm a fella, my mouth will put me in trouble, but I don't mind, my conscience loves me. So I am saying, Matt, Dominicans are sitting there waiting for them to remove that criminal enterprise by some legal process or some electoral process or whatever the case may be. We have a long time to wait. Look at the man is deliberately impoverishing Dominicans, engineers, architects, skilled people, which Hurricane David have taken so much, the brains of the country, have taken so much of Dominica. Now the man is forcing them to migrate, and having a lot of foreigners coming into Dominica, particularly the Chinese, and without the indigenous businesses. They cannot compete with the Chinese. And everybody, there seems to be a hush, almost like a cult that is going on. But the same thing I'm saying, Matt, the brains of the country have left the country. What is left in Dominica, Matt, they are easily purchased because that's not the brains of the country. So when people are going around, Mr. Linton, I sympathize and empathize with you, but I do not see you in the equation. I see the people of Dominica that have allowed themselves to be abused so much, and I'm not really hating them or blaming them because, Matt, we have not the intellectual capacity and courage, Matt, and expertise to deal with a criminal enterprise that refuses to relent with an onslaught or in its onslaught on the citizens of Dominica by bribing and threatening, victimizing them, Matt. Matt, we have a long way to go.
All right. And we have to wrap up at this time. Let me just read this message. It's a message here. There's a young man who says, tell Mr. Tong for me to come good. And I mean real good. We cannot play football nowhere. There are no nice parks in Roseau. All the nice parks in Roseau are locked down. We cannot go there after 5 years coming to us with things. Well, tell them we're waiting for them in the city. And don't think that they're going to get our votes. We're not stupid and we're not for sale. Roseau is not in your 21, Mr. Prime Minister. Hope you're happy that we read this one now. So they're asking for some parks to be created for the young men in Roseau. Coming up next, the Muslim store. We're coming back after this.
Mother's Day was a blast. This Father's Day weekend will be exceptional. Big People Radio Clash and Party at the Old School Bar and Club Massacre on Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Father's Day Eve. Kyrie FM versus DBS Radio versus QFM versus Vibes Radio. Representing QFM, Martin in the Morning, Vibes Radio, Roy Michael Proctor, KRFM Opera, and DBS Radio, Danger Den. With referee and third umpire, Mr. Biggs and Prince Maddox.
You better wake up.
Who will excel? Who will rock the dance floor? Entrance $25. Partners include Digicel, QFM, Vibes Radio, KRFM, and DBS Radio. The Bal Guamon phenomenon is becoming a musical epidemic. Ladies, it's your turn to take out the dancing cobwebs of your boyfriend, huzzy, date, boo or man. Lots of prizes to be won. Father's Day, Big People Radio Clash and Party. Saturday, June 8th, 10 p.m. Old School Bar and Club Massacre. Martin in the Morning, Roy Michael Proctor, Oprah, Danger Den, Prince Wadix, and Mr. Big. Sakai Malad.
At Sardonyx Restaurant and Bar on the Mero Highway, a location you cannot miss. Every day is catered to suit your palate. The menu offers a wide selection of delicious dishes and finger foods in a family-friendly atmosphere. Every day, the promise is to eat at your heart's content and return the day after for more. Start the week the right way with live jazz on Sunday from 5 p.m. On Tuesdays and Saturdays are open night where meals are tossed up to goodness. Every Wednesday, enjoy sweet reggae with soul food sunsets. Thirsty Thursdays is chef special to tickle your juices. And you must drop by for Fat Belly Fridays with goat water, sauce, barbecue ribs and chicken, and jaw-dropping burgers watered down with the Sardonyx signature bush rums. Good food plus great service is awesome memories only at Sardonyx Restaurant and Bar on the Mero Highway. Call 767-449-4373 for reservations or pre-orders today.
Let me say good morning to my good friend Karen from the Muslim store. Karen, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Matt.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yes, Matt. Well, it was all about Brad's department, so he just decided to go on his own. But that's
okay. That's what happened. Okay, I get you.
But that's okay.
So what's going on at the Muslim store? I know Father's Day is coming up very soon.
Yes. Everything wonderful, Matt, is going on at the Muslim store. But first, let me start by saying good morning to you again, Matt. Good morning to Dominica, the Eastern Caribbean, and those via the internet. And if it's your first time, welcome to the Muslim store program. And today is all about items available in our miscellaneous departments. So if you're looking for acrylic brushes, liquids, primers, it's all available at the Muslim store in our miscellaneous departments. But today it's all about taking care of your feet. So if you're looking for the Foot Renew, it's available at the Muslim store. And this is for your heels and feet, and especially for people with dry, rough, and cracked heel. So if you have cracked heel and you're looking for a lotion to take care of it, it's available at the Muslim store on the Bayfront. And this Foot Renew, it removes dead skin. So if you're looking for this, it's all available at the Muslim store. We also have the Callus Away, and this, it removes calluses in minutes. So what you do, you just apply it on and you leave it in 3 to 5 minutes and you buff it away. And I must say that the callus remover have been working very, very well, because people who have purchased this item, they have been coming back and say, you know, that this have been working very well for them. So if you're looking for the Callus Away, it's all available at the Muslim store. And you want to have beautiful feet, especially whenever you're wearing your sandals, you want to have, you know, your heels looking real smooth and not dry. So if you're looking for the Callus Away, it's available at the Muslim store on the Bayfront. We also have the Fungus Away and a fungus killer, and this is for your hands and feet. So for all those who have funguses on your nails and also on your feet, and you don't know what to do with it, and you're looking for a fungus killer, it's available at the Muslim store. So it's all about taking care of your hands and your feet. So if you're looking for all these items like the Fungus Away, the Callus Away, the Foot Renew, it's available at the Muslim store. So it's all about taking care of your hands and also your feet. We also have the crack heel cream, and this cream, it helps to smoothen and whiten your feet. So as I said before, it's all about taking care of your feet and your hands. So whenever you wear your beautiful sandals, you don't want to have ugly feet. You want to have your feet looking real smooth and not dry. So we have all these available at the Muslim store in our miscellaneous department. Also, we have the fungus away, we have the cuticle oils, we have the ultra grow, the nail hardener, and also the Johnson foot soap. And I must say that this is one of our fastest sellers available at the Muslim store. So for all those who have the beauty spas, if you're looking for all of these, it's available at the Muslim store. And this Johnson foot soap, it helps to smooth tired and aching feet. It also helps to soften the corns and calluses, and it helps to remove itching and burning feet. So if you're looking for the Johnson foot soap, the best place to go down to right now is at the Muslim store on the Bayfront in our miscellaneous departments.
You're giving a pedicure there this morning.
Yes, Matt. It's all about taking care of your hands and feet. And
it's important.
Yes, Matt, it's very, very important. Not just for women, but also for men. Because, some men, it's like they work so very hard. And at the end of the day, they just want something to, make their feet feel real good, and not just sometimes standing whole day gets to real tired. So if you're looking for the Johnson foot soap, it's available at the Muslim store on the Bayfront. Also at the Muslim store, we have the different types of oils for your hands and feet. So if you're looking for the olive oil, it's available at the Muslim store. And this oil, it helps to repair and moisturize dry hair. So if you want your hair looking real, maybe black and shiny, the best place to go down to right now is at the Muslim store on the Bayfront, where you can purchase the olive oil. We also have the shea butter oil, which nourishes skin, hair, and scalp. So it's not only for your hair, it's also for your skin. And you want to have beautiful skin. So if you're looking for the shea butter oil, it's available at the Muslim store. We also have the coconut oil as well, which makes your hair soft and glossy. So all these available in our miscellaneous department. So if you're looking for the oils, you're looking for the colors away, you're looking for the fungus away, and also the foot renew, it's all available at the Muslim store on the Bayfront. And for more information, you could call us at 448-2811. And for all those who are interested in getting their nails done, and we know that graduation will be soon, and the young ladies want to take care of the nails, want the nails to be looking very, very beautiful on the night. So if you're looking for the acrylic liquids, the acrylic nail files, the acrylic powder, the primer, the nail file, the natural nail tips, the nail paints, the top coats, and the base coat, it's available at the Muslim store in our miscellaneous department. So what you have to do, just go into the store, and if you can't purchase now, just take a look at what we have to offer, put your prices together, and you can always come back. And if not, you could also do these items on layaway. Just put a few items together, put some money on, and when you're through paying, you get it. So these are just our items available at the Muslim store in our miscellaneous departments.
Come back next week at the same time.
Yes, Matt, I wish and I hope that it will be my department this time. But just want to say good morning to you again, Matt. Good morning to all my co-workers at the Muslim store. And just want to encourage everyone to keep on listening to Matt in the morning and also the Muslim store program. Just want to wish everyone a happy and productive day. And if you want more information, you could call us at 448-2811. That's 448-2811. Just have a blessed and productive day.
There's a lot to talk about, so I suspect we'll have to talk again at 1 o'clock. Talk on the block. The pleasure is mine in the morning. I'll be back on the radio 12:30. Have a nice day, Karen. Bye-bye.
Escape, Chebe Sao, Backstreet Line Bar, Seku Bulinu, Chebe, Sekweyola nu, Nukabwe Kubuli, Tupatu, Chebe, Kapushin Pukashaku, Chebe, Kubuli se boss, Abe Yamwe, Kubuli se boss, Chebesao.
Free talk, more data. Digicel. Experience the all-new Digicel Talk